Like, who actually goes to an auction and pays $300,000 to $500,000 for a watch you could buy on the internet, like legit from a well-known jeweler, for half of that? Like, how is that not a scam? Hey guys, and welcome back to Watch Trading Academy. Today we have a very heated topic. Are auction houses legit, and how do I feel about the fact that Rolex has been setting records at auction houses recently? Does this mean the watch market is going to the roof? What do we need to know? And should we take those numbers into consideration when buying watches? Now, first off, before we start this video, a special thank you to our sponsor, Grailsy, who is the absolute best place to buy, sell, and trade watches anywhere out there. Check them out. As one of the most profitable watch traders in America, I get asked this question a lot. Where do you go to sell your watches? Because buying them seems to be easy, but selling them seems to be the hard part. Well, simply put, I use this tool called Grailsy. See, grailsycom is an auction platform where you can list watches that are high-end watches, of course, and get auction bids by real retail buyers, not just industry wholesalers or traders like in Facebook groups. This is a huge opportunity for you as a watch trader or as a watch enthusiast to sell and buy watches via this auction platform. It's safe, it's easy to use, and more importantly, they guarantee the authenticity of each and every watch, giving your buyers or sellers the peace of mind when they're doing their transactions. So make sure you check out grailsy.com to use this incredible auction platform. And again, don't forget, I never endorse something I don't use or believe in. This has been my motto for the last 10 years, and I can't recommend Grailsy enough.
Grailsy, buy and sell iconic timepieces.
All right, guys, so listen, auction houses have been known to be scammy, fraudulent places. What do I mean by that? Over the last 2 years, we've seen Patek set world records with 500, 600, 700K sales of watches that are literally could be bought on the internet for 150. You know, a lot of times there was this conspiracy out there and kind of this controversy out there that Patek was sending their own people to buy watches at auctions to rise the price. I mean, think about it. Like, if you think the used unit is worth 300,000, you're gonna basically order or pre-order anything you have to at the boutique to make sure you get one of those. So like, it was very much in their advantage to see secondary luxury goods bring record numbers, even though they work very hard to tell you you can't flip their watches. So imagine that. So an actual manufacturer is helping the actual auction house bring record numbers by buying their own stuff, only to help the market on the secondary market that they hate so much go to the roof, so that the primary lower end, at a third of that number market, stays very relevant. Yeah, that makes sense actually. If you really think about it that way, it's actually a really smart 10, 15, 20-year strategy. And that's the reality of how these manufacturers work. They work on long-term basis, not short-term basis. So amazing concept that we saw happen back in 2021. I don't remember when that was, but it's just amazing. But then two real things happen at auctions. And this is something we've seen in the car world too, because, you know, before I was actually going to auctions and actually watching this happen live myself, I always wondered, why would a person go to like a car auction and buy a car for like, let's say 600K, and there's a fee on top of that, right? Like, there's an actual like buyer fee of like 5%, whatever, or 10%. And then let's say you pay that, and then you go, well, if I look on the internet, I could have bought that same car for 350. So what the hell, like, why would that person pay 600K? It doesn't make sense. So in some cases it does, and I'll explain to you how this works. There is a very small pool of people in the world who genuinely don't seem to understand how to get goods. And so as a result, they are in a position where they need to be somewhere where the good is located to see it, feel it, and bid on it. Why, I don't know, but this is how they feel. So usually older individuals are like that. So they just don't like the internet. So this is one reason why sometimes auctions go higher than expected. The second reason is there's what I call the big energy, which is you're in a room with 5 other people. All 5 of you want something. There's only one product, and you're all gonna bid each other. Towards the end of an auction, which usually happens within the last hour, or last 30 minutes, or last 5 seconds, depending on how long the auction is, you start to see this thing happen where someone just doesn't want to lose to someone else. And a big part of it is that other people around them are watching them. And so they kind of feel weird about losing. And they keep bidding, even though at some point the bids start to get over the actual worth of the item. But just for the sake of not losing, they keep bidding. So does that make any sense? No, I'd say it's a bunch of idiots, but At the same time, I understand it because I've witnessed it over and over again. And there is that element where there is just this necessary setup going on where, again, very bizarre, but just how it works, right? Now, so that's what one of the things I wanted to kind of share with you guys, that these things have happened and I've witnessed it. So I know it's happening as well. But there is a reality that when we look at auction data, it can be very misleading, because if we took in for the Pateks, what we saw this huge manipulation of market going up, and then the curtain being revealed that the stuff was worth half the price. But jewelers were just manipulating that up. Now that it was manufacturers, jewelers, whatever, it doesn't make a difference. And we've seen this even on auction sites like Bring a Trailer. People will bid their own cars up. And not only that, but they will bid at the highest point and buy their own cars. Basically, you buy a car for $600, you pay the $5K fee to the auction house, you don't sell the car because you're your own highest bidder. Now there's a marker on the internet that car sold for $600, you post it back and it sells for $5. Well, you only anticipated to get $4. So the $5K advertisement fee basically means that the next person thinks they got a great deal at $100K less than it sold 6 weeks ago, when really you only wanted $100K even less than that, and you wanted to hit that number. But then here's the thing, that number now sets a record for other people who are selling the same item to be like, well, I need to come out there and sell mine too. This is just weird data manipulation thing going on, like in the world of auctions. It's just very bizarre and very weird. And that's one of the reasons why I find it very difficult to trust that by looking at auction data, we can really understand what things are really worth. I find it to be very hard. I like instead to use something called cost of replacement. What can I buy this item for today? And therefore, whatever I can buy it for at its lowest point today, that is its real liquidity worth today, and where I should look at the market, regardless of what is listed on the internet, regardless of what I see around me, like whatever I can buy this for today, whatever a jeweler can buy this for me for today, like that bottom number is buying it for to sell it to me. That's the liquidity number that you need to take in context. When that liquidity number moves up, then the index moves up. If that liquidity number doesn't move up, then whatever comps are on the market, whatever auction data does, it is completely irrelevant, because at the end of the day, it basically means nothing other than your perception of what the value of that item is. Now, if you find this useful, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and of course, leave a comment. Do you think that auction houses are indeed legit when they're happening and bringing in record numbers that no one has seen, or are they ultimately complete bullshit? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and I'll catch you next time on another video for Watch Trading Academy.
Definitely, if you're into watches and you want to be serious about it, the best part to learn about it would be WTA.
I've seen the watch market take off in the past couple of years, but there's still a lot of opportunity for growth in the market. More and more people are jumping into it, and I think that now would be a perfect opportunity to jump in.
Even from November to what are we in June? We're 7-8 months. I'm sitting right about 30K in profit.
The amount of money that I'm making, is life-changing.
Last month, we did over 21K in profit. End up over 300 maybe this year, but
now I can work wherever I want, whenever I want. I don't have a boss that I have to worry about.
It's something crazy.
Yeah.
You tell that to somebody and they won't believe it.
Right.
Until you experience it and you do it and you tell them it's true. There's thousands, even millions of watches that there's plenty of money to be made.
Just get started. If you make mistakes, it's fine. It will pay off, down the line. Right.